For a very long time for me, the only use that butternut squash had for my family was for making soup. During the winter months, I would cook a delicious pot of butternut squash soup, and my kids love to have this with tiger bread. It has to be tiger bread. And this was all I could do with butternut squash, partly because I didn't know about butternut squash until I moved to Europe. It wasn't available where I grew up in Nigeria, and embracing it as a vegetable was already a big step for me because this thing looks funny. It looks like a bowling pin. Welcome everyone. I hope you're doing well. Let's get cooking. So if you've been wondering what was that thing that I was washing, so this is butternut squash. Yeah, if you don't know what it looks like, this is it. So I started by washing my butternut squash and scrubbing the back of it and everything with my vegetable wash because I'm going to be cooking this with the skin on. Nothing is going to waste. Next, you're going to place it on your chopping board and we're going to cut through this. The skin is a bit tough, so you have to make sure that you put it on a steady surface and make use of a very sharp knife. So while I'm cutting and slicing my butternuts, I'm going to be real with you. You know, during the COVID period, when we were all home, we couldn't go out, social distancing, isolation and all that, it was very tough on mental health, on our bodies as well. So during that time, I'm telling you, I felt really fat, like the kind of fat where you just want to wear sweatpants all the time and everywhere you go. All my tight-fitting clothing were not going on and they were just looking funny, and so I decided it was time for me to change and to start looking for food that were healthy but didn't taste like sadness. Some weight loss food are just there, you're just eating it just because so that you can live and have some energy. You're not really enjoying anything. So anyway, that was when I started cooking my butternut squash and roasting it like this. So like with most things that you try for the first time, my first attempt was really bad. It tasted so, it was just there, it was so bland, it was unevenly cooked, I didn't even season it properly. Basically it was the food equivalent of the failed TikTok dance, when people people try to do TikTok dance and it failed. This was the food version, but I couldn't throw it away because I just wanted to lose this weight, so I just had to eat it. I fed my family some, but they were quick to tell me that no, we're not having this. You enjoy or have a good time enjoying it. So my first advice for you is to make sure you try and slice your butternut squash as evenly as possible. Try and make the sizes to be even. I know it's difficult for some of us, but just try as much as possible. This will allow everything to cook around the same time. If you make some too thin and some are too fat, guess what will happen? The thinner ones is going to cook quicker than the fat one. And for those of you that like to hack the system, I know a little hack the system is good, but cutting it too thin or slicing it thin does not mean you're going to lose weight quicker. It's just so that your squash can be cooked evenly. Okay, I wish it does though. After the failed attempt, I tried again, watched some YouTube video, and if you know me, you know that I can never follow a recipe. So eventually I came up with this recipe that suits me, and even my family member now enjoys eating this with me, and I eat it, I enjoy it, I feel full and satisfied. So this is what I am sharing with you today. So you're going to place your chopped butternuts in a bowl. Make sure the bowl is big enough because this is where you're going to be mixing and tossing. And this is me just admiring the brightness and the color of this beautiful vegetable. Honestly, if you haven't tried it, you need to try it. So you're going to drizzle some oil on it. I drizzle some coconut oil because I'm going to be cooking on high heat, so I am not going to be using olive oil. I reserve my olive oil for salads. So I started with my oil so that whatever spices I sprinkle on this will stick to it. So make sure it is all nicely coated with your oil. So you can make use of vegetable oil as well. So trust me, after that first failed attempt, I was so determined to make this work. So I came in with my ginger powder, my onion powder, I came in with some granny granules, I came in with my paprika, my chili flakes, my black pepper. Everything that I had in my pantry was what went in. But thank God that I kept the recipe, because this recipe has now come to stay, and I make it every now and again. Do not worry, I'll leave the full list of ingredients in the description box, but please feel free to adjust and add more or remove as you so desire. Okay, this is the beauty of cooking. For me, I do not want to share a recipe and tell you that you can't change it, but please feel free to change it and adapt it to what you like. Okay, so mix everything together like this. Is looking beautiful already. Next, you're going to be adding the Parmesan cheese. If you do not like cheese, just skip this, okay? But this did make a difference for me. So this is just cheap grated cheese from the store, and you're going to sprinkle it over your butternut and mix it together, and you're going to transfer this into your air fryer. You can do this in the oven as well, but the cooking time will be different. I do most things in the air fryer these days, and this wasn't an exemption, because the air fryer is there and it's quick and it adds a bit of crisp to whatever you're cooking in it. So I just love to use it whenever I'm able to do that. So this wasn't an exemption. So I applied a bit of oil to my tin foil. You're going to lay your butternut evenly. Please do not place them on top of each other, so that everything can cook nicely. So this is what I have, and you're going to place it in your air fryer and cook it. I cooked at 205 degrees for 12 minutes, and halfway through the cooking time, I checked on it, flipped it around and cooked the other side. And this is what it looks like. It's already cooked and looking delicious at this point, and I was already snacking on it. Please keep an eye on your food while cooking it in your air fryer, because the temperature may be different and it may cook quicker or a little bit later. Just try and poke it with a fork, and once it is nice and soft, it is cooked. So this is mine. It's nice and soft already, but I did want a bit more crisp on it, so I put it back for a few more minutes. If you've watched this video up to this point, thank you so much. Our butternut squash is now ready. Now roasted butternut squash is now a staple in my kitchen, because it is tasty, it is delicious, and I eat it without guilt. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Please do not forget to like, comment and share, and if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm begging you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Bye bye.